What do you think is going to happen tonight, Glenn? What do you think? Like, what are your predictions? I know, it's not exactly our business, but, just back of the hand. What do you think?
So here's what I predicted on radio today. In the Senate, Republicans 61, 37 for the Democrats, which, that's because
what?
Well, the Utah just does a write-in. We got to kick Mitt Romney out. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's 53, hopefully 54, 49 Democrats in the Senate. They're going to clearly win the House. But
what do you put in that 53? How do you see that adding up?
I think Masters, I don't have my list in front of me. I think Masters wins.
Masters in Arizona.
I think Herschel Walker wins. I think Wisconsin goes to us.
How about Laxalt?
I think there's
in Nevada.
Yes, Nevada. And I think there's even a chance that, it's a small chance, but there's a chance that we get Washington State.
And what about New Hampshire? There's a chance New Hampshire
I think
goes
New
red.
Hampshire is going to go with us too. Bulldog is. I think he's going to win.
I feel like he's going to win too. I kind of feel like that's a dark horse race.
So Megyn,
and Real Clear Politics just moved New Hampshire out of its, I think, projected red wins. They moved it back, leans blue. But I just feel like he's got momentum going into this last day.
So let me ask you. If it was any other election except for the last two, wouldn't you be saying it's going to be a blowout for the Republicans? Okay.
Yes.
There would be no other time in American history that I would say they're just going to sweep everything. It's going to be a bloodbath tonight for the Democrats. But I can't say that now, because I think there are so many people that are locked into their vote, kind of on both sides, locked into their vote. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the facts are. It doesn't matter, that he had a stroke and he cannot function.
Well,
that
not just
shouldn't
that,
matter.
Think about how the parties are splitting now, right? With the working class migrating more and more to the Republican Party, and the elite college-educated voters migrating more and more to the Democrat Party. It explains why they won't move in their votes, these elite college-educated people. First of all, they're getting all their student loans paid off by the bus drivers and the truck drivers, right? So great for them. Second of all, they don't even need that money because they're already earning good money. So they don't really give a shit about the inflationary numbers or about the gas prices. It barely touches them. It's really not their problem. They do care about abortion, about BLM, about things that make them feel like better human beings, even though most Black voters and Hispanic voters have already called that organization a fraud and recognized that defunding the police hurts their communities way more than it helps them, right? So these college-educated elites are looking at all of this like the inflation. They don't care about inflation. This is not going to be a mover or shaker for them when it comes to their vote. Illegal immigration, that doesn't affect them. Crime, they're in gated communities. They don't need to worry about it. So if you think about how they live, it makes perfect sense that none of this stuff bothers them.
But there's enough people that don't live like that should be switching over. I mean, when you can just get people to vote lockstep onto insane things, truly insane things that, Megyn, if we would have talked 10 years ago and I said, Joe, this is going to lead to people normalizing pedophilia, which I think I did say, everyone would say that's crazy. Everyone on the left would say that's crazy. It's nothing to do with pedophilia. We all know that pedophilia is wrong. And yet here we are, and I'm still saying pedophilia is wrong, but half the country with no new information is suddenly like, well, let's rethink that. What?
Let's talk about crime, because this has been such a motivating issue in state after state. It's really what helped turn Oz's fortunes around in Pennsylvania. Fetterman had been crushing him, even post-stroke. But then he and Team Red got on the air with tons of ads pointing out how Fetterman loves to let criminals out of jail and is anti-cop. So that's helped Oz. Same thing happened for Ron Johnson in Wisconsin. He kept getting on the air now against Mandela Barnes, who is pro-defund the police, pro-no cash bail. big on the Black Lives Matter rhetoric from that organization in any event. So things are changing the voting in those states. In New York, Zeldin has done this with Hochul. He's been on the air, he's been at the debate, and she actually looked at him and said, I don't know why you care about this so much. Okay.
That is crazy. Crazy.
And now, in the final moments, the media allies start to come out and say, crime's not that bad. They're parroting her. This is really just a Republican scare tactic. This is a small website, but I want to give you one example, okay? Now, it's a media website that a lot of us go to. It's called Mediaite, and they posted a piece yesterday with our old pals at Fox News outside. Brit Hume was one of them. I think it was the show Outnumbered, or it was Harris Faulkner's show. In any event, no, it was Outnumbered. And the headline of the piece was as follows. Fox News hosts cast New York as crime-ridden and chaotic while sitting outside on a perfectly pleasant day in the city.
Megyn, I worked at Fox. You worked at Fox. Do you remember the security details that were outside when you were outside? And that was not in a time where New York was falling apart.
It's so they're trying to cast this as Fox News's mostly peaceful protests moment, right? Like we saw with CNN while the fires were burning behind the guy. Here's a little bit of the discussion that was being had on the air.
You were here in the 1970s, and you say New York feels like that now. It's very random and very chaotic here.
Yeah, the streets are chaotic. I see dirt and trash on the sidewalks, and the noise and the smell. The smell of marijuana is everywhere.
Oh, I know. It's pervasive.
It does remind me of the mess that was here in the 70s, the way it is now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now here's the fact check, okay, by this reporter. Says, as they spoke, New Yorkers could be seen in the background freely going about their day, as if anything short of cowering under a manhole, belies the crime stats. Then the reporter goes on to say, the 1970s were a notoriously crimey time in the city's history, but then goes on to say, let's see, though crime has increased in New York City over the past few years, both property and violent crime rates are down drastically compared to previous decades. All right. Just FYI, you're missing a big part of the story.
They're reaching. So
here's the stats, okay? Crime was terrible in the 90s and the 70s. In 1990, the city saw the most reported homicides on record, 2,245. Then something happened. As of around 1993, starting between 93 and 98, crime fell almost 70%, 69%.
Wow, what happened, Megyn? I don't have.
What was it?
I don't have any idea.
Does it rhyme with Wuliani?
I mean, this is
broken windows, more policing, more incarceration. It's like, it's just, the whole thing is crazy.
Correct.
Okay, feel free to ignore all the people being shoved in front of the subway and being raped while they're jogging in Central Park. How absurd and idiotic.
It's incredible to me that so many people will just swallow that. Is there no critical thinking in any? I mean, I understood it when I was saying, hey, inflation is coming and it's going to be really bad, and it's probably going to lead to a collapse of the economy eventually. I understand it because that was my opinion and my projection. This isn't opinion. They're raping people. They're killing people in the subway. Yeah. Crime is out of control. I mean, how do you deny these things? I feel like I just want to walk up to people who are denying these and say, what information do you have that I don't have? Because I'll be with you if you have some information. But none of the information, none of the excuses make any sense whatsoever. And it's going to get worse and worse. I mean, as a recovering alcoholic, I know that at some point you feel so much pain, you say, okay, I surrender. Everything I try to do just makes it worse. I surrender. And I will accept whatever the truth is because I know what I'm living is a total lie. Where is your bottom, Pennsylvania? Where is your bottom, New York? Where is your bottom, Washington, D.C., Portland? Where's your bottom, Los Angeles? This is insanity.
I don't know about you, but I have never been able to compost before. Didn't understand it. Didn't know why you do it. Just always seemed too complicated and too much work. Wrong. Enter Lomi into my life and yours. Lomi allows you to turn your food scraps into dirt with the push of a button. It's fun. Lomi's fun. It's like a game in your kitchen. That's actually good for the environment. Lomi is a countertop electric composter that turns scraps into dirt in under 4 hours. There's no smell when it runs. It's super quiet. And thanks to Lomi, now I have way less garbage every week. Instead, I turn that waste into nutrient-rich dirt that I can then feed to my plants. I'm like, it's amazing what I'm doing for the environment now. I'm composting, I'm creating soil instead of waste. Come along on this journey with me. I have a basically limitless supply of dirt now from my budding garden. And if you would like to start making a positive environmental impact like me and having a little fun with your food waste, your kids are going to love it too. Or if you just want to make cleanup after dinner that much easier, Lomi is perfect for you. Join me. Let's do it together. Head to lomi.com/MK. lomi.com/MK. Use the promo code MK and that will give you $50 off your Lomi. That's $50 off at lomi.com/MK. Use that promo code MK at checkout. Food waste is disgusting. Lomi is your solution. Holidays are just around the corner. Lomi will make the perfect, fun gift for someone on your shopping list you have no idea what to buy for, right? There are those people. Lomi.com/MK. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.